and the evidence for us on the day of judgment, and not the evidence against us. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد. And he's trying to get brothers together. And he's the person trying to make the islah. He himself will be harmed in some way. Well, inshallah ta'ala, if both of them start to find problems with him or make difficulty for him, he should consider this as an ajr, reward from Allah ta'ala. Because there's authentic ahadith that indicate that there's no better deed. I mean, one of the best of the deeds to do is to islah that bayt, to bring people together. And that the person who does that can reach a level that those who pray and those who fast don't reach. It's one who brings people together. And show that it's such a great maslahah involved, a great benefit involved, is one of the few occasions that one is allowed to lie. And lying, as you know, is in general is haram. But it's allowed in this case because it brings about a greater good, which is the unity. That shows you the importance of the matter. When one can make islah and bring reconciliation between people and unity, this is what the person should do. Should rush to do that, and it's very beneficial. نعم. ما في شيء؟ نعم. Encourage families that are having fitan, but don't come out to the imam or to the righteous people of the community or good companions to resolve the situation, due to the fact that they don't want people to know that they have problems to begin with. I mean, in this respect, all you can do is give nasiha and let them know that everybody has problems. Everybody goes through moments of difficulties, and everybody at some point in time or another need advice and need to have some type of counseling situation or advice from people. And there's nothing wrong with that. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam indicated that ad-deen, or said, ad-deen nasiha. Ad-deen nasiha, ad-deen nasiha. That the deen is sincere advice. And it's sincerity and advising. Right? There's no problem in that. But one does it with patience and tries to make them aware of it in that regard. This is about women fighting in the battle. In general, jihad, I mean, it's outside the subject, but answering quickly, jihad is not something obligatory upon the women. They find themselves in a condition, like you mentioned, Amira, I think you mean Ammara. But if they find themselves in some type of situation where they have to defend themselves, then this is one thing, but it's not something obligatory upon the women. Not something obligatory upon the women. I can't hear you. None. Bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, those who are not Salafis and they have not died upon disbelief, they will go to paradise eventually. Every muwahid, everyone upon tawheed who believes in Allah ta'ala alone and believes that Muhammad is the messenger, has that iman, will come out of the hellfire no matter what occurs before that and enter paradise one day. So if their bid'ah, their innovation is not mukaffara, that which makes them take them out of fold of Islam, then they will, of course, inshallah, one day go to Jannah. And there are different books to start with depending on what one is able to do. And there's different books that are coming out now that are nice, like the obligatory matters for a believer has to believe. It's a good book to start with. And Aqidat al-Sahihah, the correct belief in that which, and its opposite, by Bin Baz. There's another book. And the Usul al-Thalatha is more detailed. So if someone wants to get to, of course, in more detail with his explanation, then he will go to that, of course, and start beginning his studies there. I said for us, it's not only a matter of studying a good book, but first of all, it's getting a correct understanding of what Islam was or is in the beginning of the matter. So we need much literature, or require much literature, just on what is very basic Islamically, how is to be understood. You see what I'm saying? Nah. You just have to recall to them. Like he's saying that if someone having a lot of difficulties and problems in their life, and the reason that they're having these difficulties is that they don't go back to the basics, and they don't have a basic understanding of what they're doing and the basic things that they're supposed to be about doing. And you say to them, well, you should go back to the basics. Well, they said, I read that and I studied that. You should remind them that the head rather of, other than the Prophet ﷺ, who came later, the head of the father of all the prophets, Ibrahim ﷺ, made dua to Allah to protect him and his children from worshiping idols. And he's the head of the Wahideen, and the father of all the prophets. Yet he's fearing for himself and his children that they can fall into worshiping idols. So no one should feel that they're above going back to the basics and going back over the issue. How does one teach zuhud to children? One learns what zuhud is and practices himself or herself first, and then inshallah they can teach it to the children. When a person who has been boycotted and made attempts after making tawbah from his sins, attempts to seek righteous companionship but is turned away, what should he do if in fact because of the sin he or she is avoided by those who are on righteous actions? This is a two-sided question. In reality, the matter is that upon them, him or her, is to keep trying. To keep trying. And upon the people in general is to have some mercy when a person repents and comes back to that which is correct. And the matter is, as Ibn Qayyim Rahimahullah stated, that place, what he said basically was like two areas in your heart, both of them crying from the fear of Ar-Rahmani. لو شاء ربك, if your Lord had willed, لكنت مثلهم, you would have been just like them. فالقلوب بين أصابع الرحمن, for the hearts are between the fingers of the Beneficent, or the Merciful One. So mercy must be there at all times, that you could in fact be the sinner, and you can in fact be the one who's misguided, and you should recognize the ni'mah, or the blessing of Allah upon you, that you are not in that case, and be making the dua of afiyah, alhamdulillah alladhi afana ma abtalaka bihi, or alhamdulillah who has saved me from what he tested you with, وَفَضَلْنَا عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِنْ خَلْقِهِ تَفْضِيلًا, and preferred me among many of his creatures with his preference like this, but not a harshness type motive. No, I think we have to end at this. Someone asks about those who are retired. Are they he means mukallaf. He has it written like mukhallaf, but mukallaf. Are they غير عاقل? It depends on the level of retardation. If it's a level of retardation where they don't understand and they don't, those type of things, because there's levels. Depending on the level, there could be in fact someone who is not, someone who the pen is in fact lifted from. And Allah Tabarak Ta'ala knows best. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد.